there. Welcome back to part 2 of breaking porn addiction. It takes lots of practice to make it work for you, but you can do that because I am sure you are determined to actually make the changes that you want to see in your life. First of all, you need to identify the trigger. For every emotional response, there is what we call psychological response. The only reason why you act upon it is because something was triggered in you. All of a sudden, you see that your entire system want to go see these pictures, want to go see these porn pictures. There is a trigger. It didn't just come. Something triggered it. Some common ones are what some psychology call increased blood pressure, dilating pupil, rapid impulse, breathing fast. All these are the kind of trigger that make you feel that make you realize you are there. Now you are going to watch it whether you like it or not. Your entire system is crying that you watch it because these symptoms suddenly showed up. They are your psychological response. Now, somebody said the other time, a psychologist actually said that our brain is a sexual being. It's the most sexual part of our body, and our brain responds to things that have to do with flesh and faces. That's the reason why when you see a face, you can hardly forget that face. I don't want to go about the brain taking in pictures here. We'll deal on that later. Now, your brain is looking out for flesh. In fact, flesh get your brain's attention. Flesh, the human flesh, little nakedness get your brain's attention. That is the reason why when somebody dress a little bit shabby, you discover that you stare and want to stare again because it gets your brain's attention. Brain is looking for faces and flesh. You see a face, it's like I know that person. You are looking again. Now, when you see a flesh, just a human little nakedness, maybe just a flesh, and you realize that your blood is increasing, something is wrong there. You realize that your pupil are dilating in a funny way. You realize that there is a rapid pause and you are breathing very fast. That is a trigger. Now, like I said, ERP works this way. First, you need to identify your trigger. Now, if once you know what triggers you, then you know how to arrest the trigger. Now, among these 4 triggers that I just mentioned, increasing blood pressure, dilating pupil, rapid pause, and breathing fast. If you realize any of this work for you, I think what worked for me is the breathing fast. I see myself breathing fast. Breathing fast start first before I begin to feel the pressure, the increase in blood pressure for me. That is how mine works. Now, if you find out that is yours, just know how to arrest it. Know that something is going wrong immediately. So you get prepared to arrest it immediately. Now, second, measure your pulse and psychological response. Notice how your blood rises when your mind is calling you to watch another porn, or your rapid impulse or fast breath when you see a naked flesh. Now, just notice it. Once you notice how it works, then you can arrest it. First, identify, then measure your impulse or psychological response. Then third, practice breath control exercise. Now, I will explain this a little. It is no longer news that breathing is the only way we can control our subconscious. It helps controls your mind from the inside out. It has worked perfectly for some people who wish to have delayed ejaculation, and will help to delay your impulse to act until your strong urges start to decrease. Now, don't forget that what we want to establish here is for you to be able to delay that very moment you are feeling the strong urge. You're feeling the strong urge to go watch the pictures, to go see them again. If you can delay it a little, like we said, all human craving have deadlines. They have time. They are time bound. Now, if you can delay it a little, it will eventually die down. Now, I'm saying ERP will allow you will first of all discover how to identify the trigger, then measure the pulse or psychological response, and then now you have to practice breathing control. What does it do for you? Breathing control will help you to delay that strong urge until it starts to decrease. When you need to what you need to do is to try to control your breath by breathing in and holding your breath for about 20 to 30 seconds and then breathe out again. You can do this repeatedly until you feel that rapid impulse of fast breathing gradually returning to normal. Now, we've spoken about 3 things. Identify those things that triggers you. then measure your impulse, then practice your breath control exercise, how to breathe. Practice it. Now, like I said earlier, you have to practice how to breathe in. Take in a deep breath, hold it for like 20 to 30 seconds, then let it out. Then do it again. By the time you are doing that, you're actually working on your subconscious. Your subconscious will come back to normal. Those pictures in your head will be dissipating, they'll be leaving you. That strong urge, the strong impulse will be leaving you. Do it again and again and again until you start to feel a change in the vibration that was occurring on your inside, trying to make you to do something. And then the fourth thing you will do is the one I love so much, the one that is very powerful, is that you speak to yourself by recalling and reaffirming your strong beliefs. Before now, you have to build a strong belief. Get the reason why you should not do it. Something that motivates you. A strong reason. Something why do I need to stop watching porn? Why do I need to stop this addiction before it stops me? Let me stop this addiction, but why? Now, once you know why, then you can deliberately stop it. Need to know why. Now, some persons create why for themselves, why they want to break free. It could be because you hate the guilt after each indulgence. Like me, I hate the guilt. Or because you end up masturbating afterwards. Or because you want to have a nice family life and this is stopping you. Or because your wife hates it. Or because you want to look at a woman normally without thinking about sex. Or you want to stay faithful to your God. Or you want to stay responsible. Or you want to stay a great and a godly man. They just create a solid reason why you should not indulge. And now you begin to speak it to yourself. I am a godly man, I am a responsible man, I'm a nice family man, I'm building a great family, I will not masturbate, I don't watch porn, I am not irresponsible. Begin to speak all those things to yourself. I cannot be guilty, I can't stay guilty. Speak them to yourself. Now that you're practicing the breathing, begin to say those things to yourself, and you're practicing the breathing, you will realize that your pulse will start to go back to normal. That after you've done this, make sure your pulse, check your psychological response again. You will be encouraged by the differences. See how you breathe normal now. Your blood pressure is running normal. Your dilating pupil is bouncing out of reach, and your impulse or they are staying in control. Now, if you've done this, you'll be very, very happy with yourself. Then finally, you reward yourself. It is normal to reward yourself now because you just fought the greatest opponent in your life, and that the great opponent is yourself. And then they said when a man conquers himself, he deserves a reward. So you have to reward yourself. Somebody suggests that you pay yourself for every day that you won or a battle over porn addiction or porn watching. You reward yourself. Put money somewhere for yourself. But now this is what I would recommend personally. I would say you put money aside for yourself. That's nice when you win. But if you're a married man and you're struggling with this, let your wife know. And when you lose, pay your wife. Now when you win, give it to yourself. Now begin to save the money for yourself. Which time you win, you keep the money somewhere. Another thing that I would suggest is that tell yourself, I win today, I'm saving $100 for myself. I want to buy something also wonderful for myself if I can win continually for 90 days. Because if you win continually for 90 days, you have won totally. Now, or maybe you can break it down. If I win for 30 days, I'll buy something beautiful for myself. If I win for another 30 days, I'll buy something beautiful for myself. Just begin to save up the money like that to do those things for yourself. And tell yourself, if I fail before it is 30 days, I'm going to give the money to somebody you hate. Now, if you do that, that becomes a motivation. Now, you don't want to give that person that chunk of money that belongs to you. So you will struggle to keep up the pace. Now, I don't really have time, but I would like us to talk about this more again. We're going to talk about other recommendations on how to do this, on how to end it totally out of our lives for good. But before then, stay tuned with these 5 things that I've told you. about EROP, you identify the trigger, then you measure your impulse, then you practice breath control, then you speak to yourself great affirming words and that you have, then you finally reward yourself. After you have remeasured your pulse again and you are encouraged, you reward yourself. And when you keep doing it every day, I tell you, you will succeed. God bless you. All you need to do and all you need to know is that your craving has a timeline. It will die naturally if you don't act on it. It's not going to kill you, it will die naturally. So how not to act on it? Practice breath control exercise. It will delay the time, it will give you something else, and speak to yourself, and you will not act on it, and you'll be glad that you did. And the gratification you are going to get for not acting on it will be your greatest motivation to try it again the next day. Stay blessed, my friend. God bless you. You can break free from porn addiction. Stay blessed.